I'm sitting here with Terry Thomas, a PhD student from Clark, Atlanta, and we are sitting here talking a little bit about Wilcox County. Can you give me what's going on in Wilcox?
What's going on in Wilcox? As you may know, Wilcox County received worldwide attention to the first integrated prom organized by black and white students in April. Media from Australia, Japan, all over the world, the New York Times, LA Times, had something to say about this phenomenon that generated the energy and effort of these young black and white students to end a process and a procedure of celebrating proms with one white and one black. As a 1975 graduate of Wilcox County High School, I can recall not having an integrated prom, and it's been that way since the 70s. So the world came to know Wilcox County as something of a misnomer or an oddity, because in this day and age, who would want to be known as backward as that? But as backwards as that, we are. The prom was only the tip of the iceberg. Wilcox County High has an all-white staff of personnel, of teachers and administrators, while at the same time educating 45% black student population. The only assistant principal they had last year was demoted because he supported the students' efforts to integrate the prom. He was demoted to the middle school. And I thought this was an outrage, to remove the only black representative for the students and cut his pay as a middle school assistant principal and continue this legacy, this practice of institutionalized racism, as far as I'm concerned. I was so concerned, I wrote a letter to the editor, to the local Cordial Dispatch. And I'm going to read that letter to the editor to you to give you how serious and dire the situation is. The letter is called Enough is Enough. Growing up amid cotton and watermelon fields of oppressive white farmers who received hundreds of thousands of government corporate welfare from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, while heartlessly condemning black and poor people that wanted only a few hundred per month, is the backdrop of this article. In the 1960s, Excelsior High, an elementary school, was one shining educational institution that provided blacks in Wilcox County, Georgia, with upward mobility. Principal Eddie Daniels Sr. and his faculty of excellent educators inspired me to be a more than my poverty-stricken environment in Pitts, Georgia offered. Teachers like the band teacher, Mr. Barnes, the choir teacher, Mr. Borens, or the football coach, Ernest Bell, along with Miss Jones, Miss Sanders, Miss Ferguson, and Miss Daniels, Miss Hockerbrooks, Mr. Harris, Mr. Fields, and other black educators, this space would not allow. These bold, beautiful black teachers are the primary reason I'm an educator for life. As a PhD student in the African American Studies Department at Clark Atlanta University and a product of Wilcox County High alumni 1975, I felt a moral and ethical obligation to file a complaint of institutionalized racism and discrimination against current school officials with the U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights. Worldwide media coverage of Wilcox First Integrated Prom in April, organized by the black and white seniors, put the rural South Georgia County on the international map. The students organized a successful social media campaign that got over 30,000 hits in weeks. But that was only the tip of the iceberg. Wilcox County has had decades of racial disparity. The ratio of black teacher to black student is appalling. With a black student population of 41%, only 5% of the teachers and administrators are black, according to the 2011 data from the Georgia Department of Education. With the removal of Kenneth Daniels, assistant principal, and his demotion to the middle school, there are no certified blacks at the county's only high school. Blacks role models are needed in the district. The situation is depressingly desperate. In the 38 years since my graduation, when black teachers and administrators numbered approximately, get this, 35 to 45%, that percentage is now 0 at the high school. That is why I contacted the feds. According to former school board member Brenda Madison, hiring practices of district officials reek of nepotism. 75 to 85% of the school district personnel are family members, said Ms. Madison. Qualified black and minority prospects are not hired because of this family affair going on with the district officials. There are 3 certified black and minority personnel at the middle school and 4 at the elementary school, added Ms. Madison. Presently, the complaint is in the appeal process since it was initially dismissed by OCR. I am resubmitting it with the adjustments cited by the U.S. Department of Education. Wilcox County High shamefully has an all-white staff of teachers and administrators with approximately 45% of black students and minority population. This will not stand. Enough is enough.
Mr. Thomas, let me ask you this question. Have you been up to Georgia, EEOC?
Mr. Daniels did not file with the EEOC, no.
He went straight to the federal government.
I filed on behalf of him.
Can that also happen, to file along with the Georgia EEOC?
Yes, we can do that.
Okay. What are you asking for?
I'm asking for a full investigation by the feds to put these people in compliance so that there can be some type of aggressive attempt to recruit and hire and retain black teachers and minority teachers. If the current officials can't do it, then I think that they should be replaced with more qualified, progressive officials that cater to what's going on in the era of Dr. King, Barack Obama, and the progressive agenda of progressive people throughout this country.
It is almost like saying we're coming up on the 50th anniversary of the 1963 March on Washington. What sense does this make?
You know, in these outlying areas, we have pockets of extreme backwardness. I mean, going to 0% is, from the days when I was in high school, from 35 to 45%, that's backwards. So I'm trying to wake up the parents, the black parents and the moral white parents. Because you do have some moral, integrity, white people in Wilcox County. But they need to wake up and they need to say enough is enough.
Is there anything that you want to say in closing?
In closing,
Why, I mean, what difference does it make? If you got a qualified white teacher and you got a qualified teacher there for the blacks, do black kids need a role model or what?
as I stated in the article, they need role models. As I stated when I was in school, we had beautiful, bold black teachers, and they guided me and nurtured me. When I was kind of disillusioned about where my future was going, I mean, I am a proud veteran of the teaching corps. I taught 20 years in the state of Florida, Palm Beach County, Florida, and received certificates of excellence for my art program. And I think I attribute that all to the black teachers that told me, just because you're poor doesn't mean you can't overcome. Mr. Barnes, my band teacher, I played saxophone and trumpet, and I was coming to Morris Brown to play music. But as God saw it, I ended up in fine art. So these black role models are very, very vital for the future of the next generation. And having a 0% at the high school, that is appalling, is almost giving them a compliment.
Now, Mr. Thomas, if anybody wanted to get in contact with you to do a follow-up, what would that information be?
You can reach me at area code 404-512-7359 or email me at thomas.terry57@gmail.com.
And I want to thank you, sir.
And also I want to add that I am a consultant with the National Education Association Human and Civil